Good afternoon, guys. I'm just getting up. Of course, I have my coffee. And today is a new day. So, what will I be doing today? My house is dark. I'm sorry, guys. I wonder, I don't know. Anyway, for Christmas, I'll be getting a vlog camera. My husband told me, so that's great. And he's going to get me a tripod. I'm just hoping that it all, works out and that I get it quickly because I'm actually using YouTube as a coping mechanism. So, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just getting up, and so excuse my appearance. Y'all been excusing my appearance for the entire time I've been vlogging, so thanks. But, yeah, I'm using this as a coping mechanism. I've decided that this is probably the best way for me to deal with my mother passing away, deal with loss in general, deal with my infertility, and all the pain and stuff that comes with it. And I'm finding it easy to talk to you guys, and I more so talk to the camera because see, you guys don't get it until it gets posted. So I'm literally sitting in my living room right now. My dog is sitting up on my pillows on the sofa, making me upset, but it's okay because he's used to just being a couch baby, bed baby. He sleeps in the bed with us every night, so that's our life. But I'm trying to figure out, oh, there goes the sun, how to deal with everything, the pain in my life, I'll say. That's what I'll say. So I'm finding it easier to talk to the camera and to pour out my heart and stuff to the camera and to you guys. And I'm almost not even looking for feedback or anything. And of course, when I am looking for feedback, I'm going to ask for it. And I'm not saying that can't nobody give me any feedback either, because that's not, but it's not really for that. So I'm just finding it easier to talk to the camera. And now that I know a lot more, and I'm talking to you guys, and you guys are responding, it is like an awesome thing, and it's making me want to do more, make the videos more fun, have different animations and things like that going on. So, and it's really a great diary, to be quite honest. And so yesterday I had one of my coworkers, not my girlfriend. I mean, I don't have a problem with her, but we just don't know each other. But anyway, she was on my train, and she's a sweet girl, man. Love her to death, like her to death. She's really nice. And so we were talking, and she told me that her father passed away. And I was like, and her father got killed. And I was like, And I had been sad that day. I was sad yesterday. I miss my mom. And, missing your loved one never goes away. It never goes away. But what made me want to stop talking to her was because she said, it does get easier. It does get easier. And I was like, girl, you one of them ones I do not want to talk to because I don't agree. I don't agree that it gets easier. I do agree that you learn to live with the pain. I don't call that easier though. I call that learning to live with the pain. I call that being blind and it's sucking for life, but you learn to see with your hands, see with your senses, with the other senses that you have left. I call that being born without an arm or a leg and learning to live without having an arm or a leg. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but that's how I look at the loss of my mother. The loss of my mom, I don't look at it like it's getting easier, because for me, I don't see it. And I mean, it's still early. It's only been 2 years. So, you know, maybe my thoughts or something will change down the line. Honestly, I just don't think it will, though. I know me, and as far as I'm concerned, I guess I understand when people say that it gets easier. I guess I understand where they're coming from, but I hate that word. I hate that saying it gets easier. Because I just don't see where it gets easy at. Like, and I mean, you know, maybe my analogies weren't really that good, because, you know, for a person who can't see anymore, it may get easier for them. Or for a person who is, you know, missing limbs at birth, it may get easier for them down the road. You know what I mean? After years of practice and dealing with it. So, but for me, I look at it more like I look at it like it's not getting easier. It's just learning to deal with a situation that you cannot change. I can't change the fact that my mother is gone. She's never coming back. So, because she's never coming back, I have to deal with it. There is nothing that I can do. If I could bring her back, I would just bring her back. I'm not trying to go through this pain, but it hasn't got easier for me. It hasn't. I mean, I could say that I'm not crying every single day like when she first passed away. It's more like every other, you know, every couple days maybe. So if that's what you call it gets easier, then okay, I see where you're coming from. But at the end of the day, I just don't see it like that. I see it like, you know, being born with a deformity, or being born with something, or dealing with something, or having a Down syndrome, or having something, anything, whether it be a disease or whatever, having something that you know you're going to have for the rest of your life, and learning to deal with it. And that, I just rather hear that than hear it gets easier, because it's the easy part is like, I just don't see it. It just is not easy with time. It's not easy. It's still hard. And I don't see it getting any easier. You know what I mean? I'm working on having children. You know what I mean? Having a family. Doing family things, taking family photos. You know, I don't have one picture of me, my mom, my brother, and my dad all together. There is no picture like that in this entire world. I have my mother's picture box, really old picture box. And there's not one picture in there of all 4 of us together. There are, you know, 3 of us, 3 on the other side. You know, we don't have that. I never understood that. You know what I mean? We never took a family picture, and that was my plan when I got married. Oh, I'll finally get the family picture that I've always wanted, with me, my dad, my mom, and my brother. But it didn't happen. I didn't get that family picture because my mom passed away. So there's just so many things that, you know, that are coming up. You know what I mean? Like, my wedding came and went, and she didn't get to see it. She didn't see my brother get married. It came, you know, he got married while she was in a coma. And she didn't see her grandson being born. She won't see her other grandkids being born. You know what I mean? She won't see my brother have any more kids. I mean, she'll see it from heaven, but she won't see it physically here on earth. And that's the part. So the it gets easier part, I'm just trying to figure out where it gets easier. It gets tolerable, like you deal with it, but not easy. When I get pregnant, I can't call my mom and be like, Mom, I'm pregnant. You're going to be a grandmom. I can't do that. I can't, you know, get advice from her how does she handle pregnancy? I never asked her those questions because I never got far enough into pregnancy to even be able to. When I deliver, I can't have her in the room. And I have to figure out a way to not be selfish if my mother-in-law wants to be in the room. You know what I mean? Like, I got to figure out a way to not be selfish if family members want to be, around or in the room. I'm just his mom, really, just my husband's mom. But I have to find a way to not be selfish when that happens, because feeling sad because my mom's not here. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just, and like my mother-in-law loves me. I love my mother-in-law to death. She is she's the sweetest woman, and but I have to figure out, those are the things that are like coming up. So where's that easy part? And then when my kid is born, when my children are born, and we're going on trips and we're taking family pictures, and I got to figure out a way to be okay that they can't say, Grandma, we're going over Grandma's, my mother's, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be able to say, obviously, they have a grandma, but, stuff like that. And getting them dressed and just doing all the stuff, taking them to my mom's house and letting my mom, babysit and all of that, all that stuff. So I say all that to say, I don't see it getting easier. I see it getting harder, and me just learning to deal with it. I am in no way, shape, or form like this perfect person. I don't think anybody thinks that. I think people tend to get it confused, though. Like, I go to work and I'm like, I changed a lot. Before my mother died, I was like this I was like this bullet bull, this super duper rebel, like super duper rebel. Especially the older I got, I was like a cussaholic, boy. Every word, every sentence was like full of curse words, every sentence. And I was real loud and extra, just all the time. And I just was like a goofy. I'm still goofy, but I was just a goofy, girl. And I was loud and extra all the time when my mother was alive. And me and my mom had fun, you know what I mean? We hung out, we did stuff together, and we had a lot of fun. Then when she passed away, I turned into something that I know she wouldn't be proud of. Because it was like, I tried to turn into her. When my grandmother passed away, my mom drank every single day. So she was off of drugs. When I turned 18, she got off of crack. She was clean. Never touched it again, ever. And then my grandmother passed away in 2012 on my birthday. And when my grandma passed away, my mother was, like me, stayed busy for that first couple of days. All the way up into the funeral. She was just busy. She cried, but she was just busy, and she just, tried to ignore everything. I remember hearing her cry in my aunt's kitchen. We were like over there. I took off of work for a month when my grandma passed away. And because I just was like, Grandma, why you gonna die on my birthday? Like, it kind of sucked. And my mom always was like, dang, when my best girl was born, my mother died. It was just a hard thing, you know what I mean? Birthdays are just not the same. They are not the same. I don't even think I really celebrate. Like, we do something, but I don't even look at it the same anymore. And I haven't since 2012. So it's not like one of those joyous times or happy times, like, oh, happy birthday to you. Because I be all in my feelings. And I try, before I tell you, I try to get out of that. But I've been all in my feelings. So I wasn't like enjoying birthdays. And then my mom, she would pick up a bottle and she would drink. She would drink a fifth to a half a gallon of brandy every day. Every day. I mean, to the point where I was angry with her, and I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go to the store for her. She didn't have a car. She didn't drive. We had to do it. So in order for her to get the liquor, she would either have to walk, and it was not a long walk, but it was about a mile. She would have to walk herself or have me and my brother get it. So eventually I stopped doing it. Like, Mom, you gonna kill yourself? No, I'm not going. She would be pissed. I wouldn't care. I didn't care if she was mad. I knew that it was for her good, and I just wanted my mom to be alive. You know what I mean? Like, she was always in the hospital for high blood pressure, and I never knew then that the liquor was making it worse or made it worse or whatever. I didn't know that then. But my brother would go for her, and he would just be like, he would just go. And I came in the house one day, and I remember seeing her hands shaking. She was trying to stop drinking, but it was hard. You know what I mean? Her hands were shaking. She wound up, I think, getting a drink that day. She had fell a few times, woke up in the next day, told me if she woke up the next day and she was on the floor. Like, I remember coming to her house, and she was out in the middle of the street, mad at me, as usual. Like, she was always mad if I didn't come over, like, when she wanted me to. I hung out with my mom a lot, though. I don't have any regrets. Me and my mom were best friends. But I couldn't come over every day. I had to work. And so she was mad at me this one day. And she was in the middle of the street. She was so drunk. And I was like, Mom, go in the house. I was so mad at her because she was so drunk. I was like, Mom, you go in the house, man. I was pissed. And I was real mad. And then me and my husband, he wasn't my husband then, but we drove around the corner. And I said, I was getting ready to go over the bridge and go home. She lived in Jersey and I lived in Pennsylvania. So I drove around the corner and we were getting ready to cross the bridge. And I was like, Chris, just go try back down the block because I just need to make sure she's in the house because she was so drunk this day. And that's what she did to get over my grandmother's death. Now, mind you, that was in 2012. She drank 2012, June 2012. 13, 14, 15. So 2012, 13, 14, 15, up until 2016. My mother drank every single day a lot. A lot. Okay, so I'm talking about like she would put away a gallon of liquor in like 2-3 days, and it sucked. We would see all these bottles around the house and in her recycling receptacle, and it sucked, you know what I mean? So she finally got off the liquor 9 or 10 months before she passed away. She stopped drinking. No drugs, no drinking. Totally devoted to God. Extremely devoted to God. Extremely devoted to God. Like, and every now and again, she might cuss her fiance out. But she was totally devoted to God. You've seen the change in her. You've seen just how much of a light she was in everybody's life. And she's always been a light in everybody's life. Drugs or no drugs, alcohol or no alcohol. My mom was like a really, really great person, man. And so she just changed. And when she changed, God was like, okay, before anything, change your mind. Come on home. But when she died, I felt like, well, I can do it too. You know what I mean? She went through it. She did it. And I did it. I tried to do it anyway. I was like drunk. I mean, I was drunk. I would be going to work like that. I would come home and be drunk. I would be drunk all day, all night, crying, sad, angry. You know what I mean? Extremely angry. And so I used liquor. And then I realized that that wasn't going to work. I was miserable. I was miserable every day. Even when I wasn't drinking, I was miserable. And then when I finally stopped drinking as much as I was when she first passed away, I was still miserable. I wasn't enjoying life. I was finding it hard to enjoy anything without her. And I was feeling like guilty for enjoying. If I thought I might have started to enjoy it, I felt guilty because she wasn't here to enjoy it with me. So, with all that being said, YouTube is something I became interested in. Because once I did realize, okay, Tia, you can't drink anymore. That's not going to help you anyway. It's only adding to your anxiety. It's adding to your panic attacks. It's adding to your depression. It's not helping you at all. Once I realized that, it was like, okay, now what do I do? How do I do this? And it took a long time. I got a lot of epiphanies. Then I found something else. My nephew was born, and I had him, and I was like, well, I'll have him every Friday, and that was great. Because that took my mind off of everything. And then that stopped. And when that stopped, I almost lost my mind. I didn't know what to do. I was like, why would why would this happen? Like, how could this happen? And, that's another story, and I won't be posting about that. Because my family and I just seen things differently, and they felt how they felt. And I feel how I feel. So we're not going to go into why I wasn't getting my nephew anymore. But I will say that it really, really devastated me. It was like really, really, because that's what I was using to cope. And that wasn't probably the right thing to use anyway. You know what I mean? Like, because, at the end of the day, he wasn't my kid. But it was good that I could get him every Friday because it helped me deal with. It was joy. It was a joy that it was a real joy because I didn't have anything else happy going on in my life. That's how I felt. And so the one thing that was great was my nephew. He was always smiling all the time. He liked hanging out with me. We had a lot of fun together. And so I used that. I said, okay, this will be great. But once that got taken away, I was like, oh no. What am I going to do? And so I dealt with that pain because that was another separate piece of pain that I had to deal with. I finally dealt with it, and I didn't deal with it. I'm not dealing with it properly, as I'll say, like now. Like then, I didn't deal with it good. I don't think neither one of us did. None of us did, but I'm not dealing with it well now. And in fact, now I'm like running from it because now I'm able to get them. But I was sick last week. I was supposed to get them. I was kind of happy I was sick. I was over the cold and I didn't get them. And I was over the cold, but I still had little sniffles. So I used that as my excuse to not pick them up. And then this Friday, my aunt just called me, asked me was I getting them. And I was like, I love my nephew to death, but it's not the same anymore. He don't even know who I am. Like he don't, you know what I mean? He don't know who I am, and it's kind of hard now because he's whiny, like he wants his parents, and not that you know what I mean. He didn't want his parents before. It was just easy because he knew who I was, and now he doesn't. I'm sure he knows me a little bit, but whatever. And like I said, I love my nephew to death. Big Christmas. I'm about to send him. We got him a couple things now. I'm going to get some more stuff and, birthdays and holidays and all that stuff. But I'm just not sure that I want to get him anymore. And it sucks because that's how I'm feeling. But hopefully down the line that'll change. But anyway, plus I just want to pick him up and kind of hang out with him myself. And if I pick him up, I have to share him with everybody. That's another thing. Sometimes I don't feel like going and hanging out with my aunt. I love my aunt to death. Aunt Brenda, I love you, just in case you try to watch this video. But I don't want to hang out all the time. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to be in the house, and she is sometimes she wants me to, call her and come over and stuff. She's not like that. She's not real needy, and she does fall back But if I go pick up my nephew, I can't not take my nephew to my aunt's house. And sometimes I don't feel like it. Like, I just want to be home in my own house. And that's really what it is. It's not that I don't want to hang out, with my aunt. It's just that I want to be in my house. So, I don't know if I will be doing that. And I probably won't, to be quite frank. But as time went on, I started thinking, okay, Atia, what can you do? What can you do to work on this? So I had to work on my relationship with God. That was the first thing. Because my relationship with God wasn't as strong as it should have been. I've always believed in Christ. I've always knew God. God was always a part of my life, but I never took it really seriously. I didn't take it seriously, not like I do now. And so now I am a lot more focused, and I'm working on my relationship with him. That was the first thing I had to do. So, excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. The first thing I had to do was work on my relationship with God. Second thing I had to do was figure out how to be happy again. And that was hard because I was not happy. I loved my husband. My husband, did everything he can, but to make me happy. But I was trying to fill a void in my heart. And the thing about it is that you just have to kind of and at least this is how I'm dealing with it. You just kind of have to let that piece of you just be missing and fill it with memories and fill it with good times. And I realized, and this is how I started to cope, and this is how I am dealing and coping now, is that my mom, I want her to be proud of me, man. I want her to look down and be like, that's my baby. That's my girl. You know what I mean? That's the girl that, that's the girl I raised. You know what I mean? That's my girl. And so once I realized that, I was like, okay, I got to chill on drinking. Now I got to start being happy because she don't want me. I know she don't want me to just be sitting around being sad. And I remember she used to joke about that. I don't know if I want y'all to be running around here all excited after I passed away. Y'all going to have to be sad a little bit. But I know she didn't mean it I want y'all to be sad forever. Ain't no way in the world she meant that. And I know she wouldn't want that. She wouldn't want me to stop living. Because why? You know what I mean? I've always been the child that was adventurous, that did stuff, always wanted to do stuff. And she admired that about me. And so now I'm all right, I got to make my mom happy. I got to make her proud of the person that she brought into this world, because she knows I'm a good person. But I need to continue to do that. So I thought about that. So I slowed down with the drinking. Until I eventually tried to shut it completely down. Whereas though now it's just I said, socially, out with friends, hanging out just every now and again and not every day. Then I had to figure out how to be happy again. And slowly but surely, I started figuring out ways to be happy. Then I had to try to stop taking it out on everybody else. I used to take it out on everybody else, anybody that started getting on my nerves. You know what I mean? I would just take it out on. And I didn't keep friends around me. So girlfriends, stuff like that. A lot of my girlfriends, they look especially the ones that are close to me, that know me, they left me alone. They kind of just, they stayed their distance and still do to this day. We talk, but it's not, you know what I mean? Like that. So, and if I didn't really feel you and I didn't really trust you, I kind of kicked you all the way completely out, and that was that. But I took it out on everybody. And mainly, it was mainly my work, passengers. So I wasn't as nice. You know what I mean? If you asked me too many questions, I got irritated real quickly. And that's how I was. I was irritated it almost instantly. Anything that you did to me, if you did it more than one time, I was instantly pissed. I wasn't smiley. I wasn't happy. I would be on the train yes, you know what I mean? Really nasty. So I changed it. I changed it because I used to think if somebody did that to my mother, brother, sister, I would be pissed. And I used to think that before my mom died. And then when she died, I just stopped caring. But so I changed that. Now, no matter how I feel, no matter how upset I am for that day, no matter whether I'm having a bad day or not having a bad day, I go on the train and I smile. And I tell everybody to have a wonderful day, and I smile. And sometimes that alone brings happiness to them. So I started doing that. I've been doing that consistently, every day. And that has brought, some life back into me. And then with my coworkers, it's the same thing. Real happy, real smiley. Hey, y'all, have a good day. Have a blessed day. What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling today? Just really caring about other people. And if I can make you smile, make you laugh, tell a joke, that makes me happy. And it works. It works really, really well. So I worked on that. And then I was thinking about, for all while I was going through what I was going through, I was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Because, my mom's been going for almost 2 years. And I've been trying to, thinking about having kids and saving up for IVF and thinking about saving up for IVF for quite some time now. And I was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. And I talked to my girlfriend about it. And I was like, yeah, I should, I think we should do it together. And I don't know if we'll eventually start doing it together. Right now, she's really busy. She has a lot of children and just a busy life. Her life has always been real busy. So I don't know if we'll ever do it together, really mesh our videos and have a full sister YouTube channel. But I know that I will be doing a video or 2 or 3 or 4 with her. And I also think that I will be doing videos with my other girlfriends and just weighing in and asking them how they feel about certain things, about loss, about love, about life. And I thought about that, and I realized that that is what I want to do. I want to help someone else be okay. And I want to just be a motivating, inspiring person in someone else's life other than my own. And I just want to help someone else. And if making YouTube videos is going to help me cope, and in turn help somebody else with their coping or their IVF procedure or their marriage or whatever, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to wrap this video up. It was a long talk. I just came on here to talk to you guys about loss today. Loss. Dealing and coping with loss. You really have to find your happy place. And the pain doesn't stop. I still cry. But I found a way to, I found happiness again. I found life and love and all of that stuff again. And it's exciting. It's exciting to know that even though my mom isn't here, she's here. You know what I mean? So even though your loved one isn't here, they're here. They can see you and they know what you're doing. So my advice to you is, if you are going through a hard time with losing someone that you love, when you look at yourself, think about whether or not the person that you lost will be proud of you in the moment that you're in right now. Think of that. Would my mother, sister, brother, dad, uncle, cousin, would they be proud of me right now? Sitting up here, being emotional, not doing the things that we used to do, not celebrating life. Would they be happy about that? Would they be like, yeah, baby, keep being down, keep being depressed, keep being under? Yeah, it's hard, you know what I mean? But think about that, man. Think about that. Look at yourself and say, would my loved one be happy with where I'm at right in this moment? If you're struggling to get through, try to think of that. And maybe that will help you get through some difficult times. Maybe it'll help you cope, and it'll help you maybe do better for that moment, at least. You know what I mean? Or do better for that hour. And you might go back, but keep on practicing, thinking about that. Dang, if we used to go to the movies all the time, if we used to go to the mall, me and my mom used to go to the mall. I'm going to the mall today. I'm going to the mall today, man. Me and my husband are going to the mall. I wasn't good at it. I wasn't good at going to the mall anymore. I didn't want to do it. It was stupid to me. But I was a shopper. Me and my mom was shoppers, you know what I mean? And it's hard to get right back into it. It really is. It's hard to get right back into doing that. But like I said, my advice is, if you are feeling so helpless, if you are hurting so bad and the tears won't stop and the pain won't go away and you're just miserable, look at yourself and say, hey mom, hey dad, cuz, brother, sister, friend, dog, would y'all be proud of me right now if y'all seen me like this? Would y'all be like rooting for me if y'all seen me down like this? And I don't know if it'll help you, but it damn sure helped me. All right, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday, and I'll see you on my next video.